Welcome to Rich Talk, where we keep the conversation going.
The host of this episode,
Shayler. Chris.
Autumn. Nautica.
The culture of curation. Welcome back, Rich fam. We made it, episode 7.
Yes, sir.
How y'all feeling today?
Great.
Y'all ready to talk? Rich talk? Okay, good. So today, for this culture of curation, we're just going to talk about kind of creating goals for ourselves, prioritizing our life, and when it comes down to it, really figuring out how to overcome that mental fatigue. So, anybody want to hop in there?
Sure, I'll start first.
Okay.
So, y'all know podcasts, of course, because they tuned into this one.
Right.
But it's another podcast I tuned into, Sarah Jakes and her husband, Torrey Roberts. I love them. And he was actually talking about, like, how you stay, like, prioritized and, like, how you stay focused on you and everything. And it's actually 5 things he listed, and I'm like, dang, that's crazy. And I think I sent them to you in a text. But I'm like, these 5 things are, like, so important to keep in mind when it comes with, like, staying focused, staying prioritized, and everything. And it's time, because, you know, your time, you can't, once you lose your time, it's not no getting it back. Like, I'd rather you waste your money than waste your time. Energy, because we only allow so much energy in a day to really accomplish the things that we need to accomplish. So it's like, you waste your energy on something else, how you ever gonna get the things that you're supposed to prioritize done? Your concern, and I'm like, that's important, because we all be so obsessed with, like, everybody else's problems, and we can't be concerned about everybody's problems, because that's not what we all, like, here to do. We're not called to be concerned about everybody. It's okay to be concerned about little things, but don't overdo it. Your attention, because, I mean, if your attention consumed, it's kind of over. You can't prioritize anything. And then lastly was, like, your pearls is basically like, your talents. And I feel like them 5 things he said, I'm like, that's so important. Like, if you prioritize those things and keep them things in your head, then maybe we all will do a little bit better at staying focused, staying on our game.
Definitely.
I think she hit on basically everything. I was telling y'all a little bit earlier that I'm reading a book called The Compound Effect. And the basis of the book is just that every little thing you do leads up to something. So he said there's no way the compound effect doesn't work. So if you do little things in your life that lead up to you in jail, it was a bunch of little things you did daily that led up to you having that one big moment.
Right.
If you do everything in your life and you become a millionaire, it was the little things you were doing that led up to you being a millionaire. And I think that's the big thing. If you got a goal, whatever it is, like I always tell people, your success is determined on you. So if I say, hey bro, right now I'm 27, I'm gonna climb Mount Everest before I die, and that's what I wanna do with my life. If I don't do it till I'm 70 years old and I die at that moment, you will tell everybody you know that man was successful at life. It don't matter how long it took me, it's the fact that I got there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just about doing those little things to get where you need to go. So even if it is the simple things like changing your daily routine, eating, keeping your house clean, working out, drinking more water, those simple things like that will give you that routine. And you doing small things every day, and then you're gonna look up, you're gonna be in better shape.
Right.
You're gonna be swollen. You know what I'm saying? So
true.
I think feeling like figure out your goal and just do the little things. Everything don't gotta be big. You ain't gotta try to make the hit single today.
True.
Do the little things to get where you need to go. It'll all add up. If you keep adding 2 plus 2 plus, you can get to $1 million.
You can.
So it don't matter. So I think that's the biggest thing.
That's facts. That's so facts. I would say, to harp on that, we were just talking about earlier, really just saying what you said in a different way. No overnight success really happens overnight.
That's a fact.
It takes the consistency and
discipline.
Consistency and discipline. Yes, because it's daily habits. From the very first episode, they were talking about creating yourself daily and how it's the little things that go into becoming a big thing, and we really are an accumulation of all the little things.
Yeah.
So just directly Nautica, if you could just talk about some tips or some tools that you use to goal set.
Yeah, so I definitely think I have a planner. I think that's essential. I don't know if everybody likes to plan, but me, I have to see things written down like on a day. I have to have like enough space to be able to write like thing for line. Like I can't do the little small boxes. I gotta have like something big. So that's just me. A planner, of course, and then also the phone calendar. The phone calendar that keeps me together because I'm always doing something every day. If it's not for work, it's for my freelance opportunities. Like it's for so much. So I have to, since this is basically my mode of communication 24/7, like having my calendar on there is helpful for me. And balance. I think balance is a necessity, especially for our generation. Like how we say, you know, we want to get things done now, like we want to get things done at a rapid pace, but if you're able to have balance and your time management is on point and prioritizing the things that need to happen today and waiting for the other things that can happen maybe down the week, like I think that's critical too, because if you know that the project due on Friday, but today is Sunday, maybe you should do a little bit at a time so that when Friday hit, you're not hitting it all at one time. But I also have a contradiction because there are times where I procrastinate, but I get my best work done sometimes at those deadlines as well. So I live like a double life.
I mean, but like you said, it's balance though.
Yeah, I think I think what she said, procrastination, I think everybody kind of suffers with. Anybody that's not already there. I mean, anybody can suffer with procrastination. I think what I do when I'm becoming stagnant, I think the biggest thing is self-assessment. You have to be able to be like, all right, you know you're not doing what you're supposed to do. Because you can have those people around you that's telling you, but if you can't tell yourself, then nothing's going to get done. And I think that's the biggest thing with procrastination, because I find myself procrastinating a lot, and I have a lot going on with my life, and sometimes I have to be like, hey, even if you got to look in the mirror and talk to yourself and just be like, hey, you're not cutting it right now, like we got to get this together. Sitting around for hours and being on your phone or playing the game. Like I slowed down playing the game because it was better things I could be doing. I love playing 2K. I'm still one of the best out here. You hear me? But that's neither here nor there. But you know, it's just one of them things. I feel like you got to be able to self-assess yourself. You got to be able
to be self-aware, to cut out the BS,
that's
really
really
to the stuff that's.
And don't just be self-aware on the good stuff, like what you good bring you what good you bring to the table. Like Nautica, you just called yourself out on procrastination. Like everybody's not willing to check themselves and really look inward, because a lot of the times why we can't get to where we're trying to go is because we haven't looked inward. We always trying to look at what someone else is doing to us or what is being done to me versus what I'm doing for myself.
I think that goes right into friendship. I feel like you treat yourself how you want to be treated.
Exactly.
That's why they say you don't see a happy person being mean to everybody. If somebody's happy with themselves and they truly love themselves, what's their purpose of being mean to you? That's contradicting who they are as a being. So if I'm happy,
but Autumn, you be like,
that's true, but then like
nice
even
nasty
after,
though, like nice, nice. It's just like, but like it's really like you give energy where it serves you.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
different. I
like,
think it's different,
and that's nothing wrong with that. Like because I know Autumn always gonna smile when she see me, like just because that's energy that's gonna be reciprocal. If it's just you walking in the street, why would I give them my smile? Like
you
know
if
what
you
I'm saying?
gonna frown at me, I'm gonna frown back.
Yeah, it's just like it's just. That reciprocal energy and focusing on, even when it comes to yourself, like investing your time in where it's going to best serve you.
Yeah, because like, if you gotta be a best friend with yourself.
You do.
Yeah.
Because you're not gonna know how to, like, outside of what we talking about, you're not gonna know how to have a friend because you gotta teach people how to love you. That's first and foremost. So I gotta teach you how to love you, but first I gotta know how to love myself. So if I know how to love myself, I can tell you how to be my friend. If I can be real with myself and talk to myself like, bro, you not on your shit today, you know how to be my friend if I tell you that. So when I'm slipping, I expect Shayla to be like, hey, bro, you not on your shit. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how I treat myself.
You're setting the precedent, the precedent of like, okay, I'm taking accountability with myself. So when I enter into other relationships with other people, I'm expecting the accountability.
Exactly.
You got to be able to really self-reflect. I feel like that's what helped put us ahead to know
Yeah.
what we don't like and what did Nautica do the last time that really rubbed me wrong?
Yeah.
I gotta reflect on that moment to be able to go back and say like, girl, I really didn't like how you did that. You know, like
Mhm.
I feel like that's really important because if you don't never self-reflect on yourself and then with relationships with people, friends, personal relationships, everything, you're not gonna know how to move. You're gonna stay in that same spot. You're gonna be stagnant.
And that's big.
And
with
you're gonna be looking everywhere else for the solution, and it's right inside of you. Like it's literally right inside of you.
And I think that's a big thing when it comes to like prioritizing goals, because just because you got a goal, you speaking things into the universe, you praying, whatever you doing to get to that goal, you gotta understand that goal comes with failures along the way. So if you can't self-check yourself and be like, hey, bro, it's okay you slip and fail, but can you get up? It's been plenty of times I done failed at the things I've done, but I didn't quit. And that's why my slogan for my clothing line is you never lose, you only learn. Because you only gonna lose when you truly quit. That's why I say if I'm 70 years old and I get the top of Everest, it don't matter.
Right.
So
we wanted to make sure that we highlighted overcoming mental fatigue, and that's a good point there. Like no matter how much you get bogged down, like if you are still in the fight, like you can still win. Like you can still win. And that mental exhaustion is no joke.
It's real.
It's no joke.
It's
Especially in COVID, like in COVID existence, like that mental exhaustion is real, and not having a easily accessible outlet is real. Like I don't know where to go with these issues. And I know therapy is becoming more normalized in the Black community, and I think that as it should, and I think we need to continue to normalize that more. But we also need to make sure that we understand that it doesn't stop there. Like we have to continue to do the self-work. And if y'all could all, or if we could all, just go down and just talk about something that we do when we get mental fatigue. Like I know this is like transparency moment, but like when you have been mentally fatigued and you really just didn't have your why, or you were really exhausted.
You know, I went through that.
You were really just exhausted. Like, what do you do to get yourself back up?
For me personally, I think at some point in my life, I just realized that it's up to me. If that makes sense. Like, J. Cole said heaven is a mindset. I've been a couple times. And I really felt that because it really is a mindset. Yeah. You have to create heaven in your head before you can manifest it out into this physical form. Yeah. You know, and I feel like for me, when I feel mentally fatigued, I just understand that I can be tired. I play basketball. Right. Foley used to make us run. And I can be tired. But I knew my love for the game didn't change. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like once I realized that this is what I want, this is how I want to live, this is who I want to be, I'm going to get tired along the way. It's going to be days I don't always agree with people. It's going to be days I don't agree with myself. But I know what I want. And I know what I love. And what I love is this thought, and I'm going to love this thought until I change it into a reality. And that's just, I don't know, that's just how I personally get through. I just never give up on the dream.
That's a word.
Me, so, I don't know, I started being mentally fatigued a lot after graduating college because it was like, dang, I got this degree in, what the hell? I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know why I'm here. I'm working at Target, girl. I'm like, dang, don't tell me I'm here to push no bucket. Please, God, don't tell me this. No, but I'm a good writer. So I realized like the way for me to get over my mental fatigue is like my cousin actually bought me a journal, and it wasn't like a religious journal, it was just an empty journal. And I actually I write letters. I write notes to God every day. And I honestly, my notes go all the way back from 2018, and I'm still writing the same journal today. And it's just crazy. I literally a couple days ago went back and looked at what I was writing, saying to him back in September 2018. And I'm like, dang, till today, this is a whole different person. It's a whole different everything. And I feel like that right there, I'm like, if you don't know how to get nothing else out as an outlet, write letters. And I realized, I'm like, that is my outlet. Like, if I can't figure out nothing else to say, if I can't figure out how to say something to you, I know I'm gonna be able to write it. And I just go with like everything, like anything. Like if you make me feel some type of way, like my mom, I remember me being little and I couldn't figure out how to tell my mom that she upset me. And my mom reminded me, like, I used to write my mom's letter and stick them in her purse. So I'm like, that's the way I let out and stuff. And it actually is really refreshing because it's like, I mean, I know God not writing back, you know, of course, on that piece of paper, but literally I would feel like the next day, like, dang, he heard me because he did something to let me know, like, he read what I said on that piece of paper. So it's just, that I feel like it's different creative ways to do all those type of things, especially like with my business. It's hard being a creative because you run out of creative ways. You be like, listen, y'all gonna take what I'm gonna give. I don't care if I did it 30 times. But it's like, I feel like when you are creative, you do have to take a minute to step back to give yourself a mental break because you will drive yourself crazy. You will drive yourself off the ledge.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
So one of the things for me, I can say, kind of like along the lines of like Autumn, like when I am feeling like super fatigued, I have to step away from everything. Like I have to put the phone down. I have to step away from the computer. Like so I work from home, so I'm surrounded by electronics the entire day. I'm getting called into meetings the entire day. Like so when it's them days for me, like I have to put down everything, step away, and like take a mental break. And mine's is basically going into praise and worship, like, and spending time with God and praying. And I know like that is my reset. So that's what works for me. And then not only that, you know, also working out too.
That's a big
Working out, like that, it helps me reset too. And incorporating them two things throughout my day kind of helps me refocus and realign when I have to be on the computer all day at work. Like when I take my time and do those two, I'm able to get back right. So, yeah.
Yeah.
What about you?
Those are all things that I feel like I find myself incorporating. Like y'all know I love the gym.
We
like,
know. You at the gym? I'm like, not yet. I can get there.
It's that Instagram post right here.
Period. Y'all know I love the gym. But I love God. Like I love God. I love God, and I see the bigger picture always. That's always when I'm mentally fatigued and I'm drained, I sometimes don't see the bigger picture. But what restores me is the bigger picture and understanding like that this is bigger than me, and that this life I'm living, like me personally, I don't even believe that it's mine. I feel like this is a gift, and I feel like this is something that I'm supposed to give back.
Listen, you just gave me chills. Amen,
so like,
okay?
I feel like this is something that I'm supposed to give back, and I feel like I have dues to pay.
Yes.
Like I have dues to pay, and who am I to lay down when I have work to do? So so I get up and I just keep stepping. Like I put one foot in front of the other, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful that I'm able to put one foot in front of the other because there are so many people who are not able to put one foot in front of the other. Like I am grateful. I'm grateful, and I try to be as humble as possible, and I always try to ask for more gratitude and more humility, and more purpose. Lord, please give me more, like because I don't have the answers. And that's where I go when I don't see the light that day or that moment. That's where I go. Right. And I'm always grateful for my support system. I have lovely people in my life who let me know that I am
that one, never that two.
Period. If anybody gonna let me know, like they gonna let me know, and I'm grateful for that. And I think that we all need that. We need that support,
absolutely.
and we need that purpose.
I think that's a good side note off of this. Prioritizing goals. Surround yourself with the people that are pushing you to be your best you.
Yes.
Not just pushing you because you can push people and they not want something.
Yeah.
Pushing somebody to be their best you. And that's kind of like the conversation we was having the other day when I was just like, we both was like, you know, I think a big thing about our friendship is there's no pressure.
Oh yeah, we were talking about that.
It's simple. and it's always
reliable.
It's reliable.
It's consistent.
It's outside of just being a quote unquote friend. It's being a whole person for somebody.
Right.
We know what it takes to live this life. So it's like, yeah, bro, I want you to be good mentally. I want you to be good physically, all that stuff. I want to be able to have good conversations with you. But I want you to be a businessman.
Right.
I want you to make money. I want you to be able to take care of your family. If I got a platform, you got a platform. So that's why I'm saying surrounding yourself with the right people.
Just as much effort as we put into seeing ourselves, I put into seeing you.
Exactly.
Like, I put into seeing you.
So you gotta have people that prioritize your goals as well. Yeah. Because it's not just you. It's hard to do this thing in your life. Nobody is self-made. Trust me. Nobody is self-made. It's always somebody, even if it was one moment in time when somebody just gave somebody a chance. Nobody is self-made. So prioritize people that prioritize you. And that's a fact.
Yeah.
I think as much as we want to be individualistic, as people, we cannot be. I think it's like in our nature and in our DNA to have community. Like, community, it saves lives. Like, I don't know how else to put it. So I think that's just essential.
It's essential. No, because we've been on the ground floor. Like, we didn't seen, like, we didn't been on the ground floor. And it's just like having those people that are there with you and able to not only resonate with where you at in life, but where you're trying to go is important.
I think, shows like Friends and I'm just saying as far as the aspect of what's the other one?
Living Single.
Living Single.
Period.
No, but I mean, look, like, everything ain't gotta be race based. It's just
talk to us.
The thought of that friendship and that camaraderie and having people to go with you along the way. Because one thing I always struggled with was, as kids, they always be like, it take a village. But then when we get adults, so it don't take a village no more. Right. So it don't make sense to me. Yeah. So like I was blessed enough to have friends that was going through things with me, and it was always a village mentality. And like, and I was also blessed enough that my friends had good parents. Because they also had that village mentality as well. If I go to Shayler's house, he don't even gotta be there. I can go in the fridge. I can start cooking. Ain't nobody gonna look at me the wrong way. That's because they always treated me like family. I could go to my homie Kyle's house. You know what I'm saying? I just had those people that just look at me and was like, you know, yeah, bro, I'm 27. I'm about to be 28. But to me, I'm still their son. I'm still somebody that needs help because they somewhere I'm not right now. I'm not 50 years old yet. I'm not 45. I'm not 56. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm just not there where y'all are at. Y'all done lived my lifetime, but y'all live more than me. So you know what I'm saying? I still am trying to get there. So that whole thought that it don't take a village no more don't make sense to me. We supposed to, the camaraderie should never stop. If you got it,
your people should have it. Your people should have it.
That's what it should be.
When you're trying to assess someone's character and someone's integrity, yes, look at them, but also look at who's around them and how they treat the people around them.
That's a fact.
Next, we got coming up, get it off your chest.
Get it off your chest.
Welcome back, y'all. We haven't really went here on this season or in general for Rich Talk. So it's going to be an interesting conversation.
I put my hair behind my ear.
Let's just talk about non-physical forms of intimacy that really touch you and give you the feelings that you find ideal.
I must say, let the ladies start first, because I'm pretty sure black men want to know.
Yeah, we definitely like that.
We ain't gonna give y'all no city girl answers. No.
Please,
give me the Ari Lennox.
The
Erykah Badu.
You want some shade with the baby love? Okay.
Let me know.
I really want to know how you feel.
You in a relationship? I'm Dolo.
The Jasmine Sullivan.
We're not going there.
We're not going there. You heard her album, right?
It was great.
It was. Oh, we're not gonna go there.
It was great. Was it a great album?
So non-physical forms of intimacy. I can say for me, I like being in settings like this. Like, even though I'm kind of like introverted at times, depending who I'm around. Like, I like being in settings where there's conversation and it's perspectives going around and just hearing different people talk. Like,
Mhm.
I love being in intimate settings like that and cultivating an atmosphere where it's just chill. Like, everybody can be themselves. You can get as deep as you want to. You can be as surface as you want to. But, you know, it's like a round table type thing. But it's just different perspectives. So,
Yeah. Come as you are type thing.
yeah,
Like,
for sure.
Just bear it. Whatever you want to bear it.
Mine's is I'm kind of like, you gotta say it.
Mm-hmm.
I go with friends, anything. Like, I gotta hear it. I'm like a words of affirmation type of person. That's probably because I talk to myself in a specific way. So it's like, you gotta say it to me and make me know, like, tell me how you really feel. Like, that's me. So that's mine.
Okay.
Look, they was like that. We was waiting for the Jasmine Sullivan answer.
No,
No.
it was a little. It was
Non-physical.
Nautica went like they both gave like
I'm trying to
Let's
think,
see
bro.
because
Non-physical.
Right, now you wanna hear y'all
non-physical.
non-physicals.
No, because we was talking about this like in a phone call we recently had about as far as just the peace aspect.
Yeah, so I have a theory.
Yeah.
Just a theory. I have a theory that women want love and men want peace.
And I told him that in
It's the
theory
same thing.
it's the same thing,
Yeah.
but just how it's being presented is
It's
different.
different.
Right, 'cause I ain't gonna be your piece if you stressing me. And that's
Right.
fair, you know?
And I would just like to, expand on that and just say that non-physical forms of intimacy and then the peace component, like I definitely, being my peace is definitely a form of intimacy,
Yeah.
but I think that you have to know how to be a person's peace, and I think that definitely, like Autumn said, communication is a non-physical form of intimacy. Like you can really take me there with a conversation and the questions that you ask, and as far as like how interested are you in getting to know me,
Right.
type thing. Like how interested are you in showing up for me in the ways that I need you to show up for me? Like how far did you go to really learn me? You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
know. Like I feel like that's a non-physical form of intimacy that really is like, oh okay, like
Yeah, I think that's basically for me.
Yeah.
I think my wife would say the same thing.
Yeah.
I just like a little peace. I don't do too
Yeah.
much or nothing. Like I like to I love being around people, but I do also like to be by myself.
mhm.
So it's just like I don't really ask for much. I don't do for much. So I'm just kind of chill. I think
Mhm.
just letting me be me. That's why I said the peace aspect. I feel like, and it's not even all the women's fault. Like I feel like they've been taught to be looking for,
a certain
a certain type of love,
Mhm.
and not being taught how to be somebody's peace.
truth. We was talking about that.
And I
yeah.
feel like men have been taught to search for a peace, but not give that type of love.
And then also
And
not
that's-
know how to communicate how someone can be.
And
your
that's
peace.
on both sides,
That's
because-
on both.
Okay.
Yes,
So
yes, yes,
I feel
yes.
like we looking for different things that equal out to the whole thing. It's like we're looking for the yin and they're looking for the yang, but they don't know how to give the yin, and we
Mhm.
don't know how to give the yang.
Right.
So
And
it's
we don't know how to. Often we don't know how to look outside of ourselves
exactly.
and provide what someone else needs, instead of we're looking to provide what we need when the other person doesn't really need what we need. They
Exactly.
need what they need.
exactly.
And yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
I think that's
Yeah.
one of the greatest forms of just intimacy in general, is just learning how to be somebody's peace. The whole point of a relationship is you basically choosing to share sexual experiences and the rest of your life with your best friend.
Right.
So I feel like sometimes people forget that the friendship is the basis of your relationship.
Mhm.
That's that whole being somebody's peace.
Mhm.
If me and my girl get into it, I'm calling my homie. Why? Because he's my best friend,
Mhm.
and that's my source of peace at the moment, because
Right.
I know he's going to listen to me, let me say what I have to say, and then give me the hard truth if I need the truth, or coddle me if I need to be coddled. You feel me?
And we were just talking about how some friends don't know how to put themselves on the back burner. They're
It's always
always
about
trying to
what they
Interject.
want.
interject and invest and put themselves into
Yep.
the relationship versus taking themselves out of your friend's relationship and just
Listening.
listening
Yep.
listening and giving your unbiased input. Like, Chris will come to me and he'll say, and well, really, Chris and Sandra will be in the same space, and they'll be like, and something will happen, and I will say, like, I'm always gonna be on Sandra's side, just for the the simple fact that
You
like,
better be on her side.
but because like it's going to be a challenge for Chris to get there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I have to be that challenge. I
Right.
have to be that opposition, because he's already decided, like, this is the relationship that he wants to be in. So I need to figure out how to make that work. Like,
Okay, I
like,
like that. I like that.
like,
That's
it's just
that's
like
real.
it's just like yeah.
And then, but see, I think the beautiful, I love it, because the beautiful thing about it is I'm not a person that can't admit I'm wrong. So I think it's like, that's how I love myself. So he's giving me the love that I give to myself. You know what I'm saying? So I can admit when I'm wrong. So if somebody being like, hey, bro, you know, you could have handled this better. You're not right for that. I call people for that. Like, I called them because I had a little incident, and I was like, I just need to know if I was wrong in this situation, because I can think I'm right because it's me. And, you know, I'm going to be biased. You feel me? But I need somebody to be able to be like, hey, you're not right. And I got to be like, I got to chalk it up to the game. Like, my wife will tell you, I come and apologize. Sometimes when I'm wrong, sometimes when I'm not wrong. But you know, at the end of the day, sometimes it's not worth it. Sometimes it's not worth it.
Right. And you need to decide, like, what do you have invested into this situation? Like, are you all in? If you're all in, then be all in and figure out how to make it work. But yeah, that just goes to cultivating the relationships that you have with yourself, broaden it. Like, okay, I love myself, let me love the people around me in the ways that they need to be loved.
Right.
So let's transition to first, I know Nautica and Chris are both in relationships. Autumn and I are the single people in this conversation. So let's before we get to dating in 2021, let's talk about just preparing yourself to date. So, yeah.
You gonna take a brother back, boy.
I feel like preparing today in 2021, it take a lot of self-love and like boundaries.
I
and
tell you
being
that
able
all
to
the time.
speak up. Y'all know I'm a talker, but I finally get to the point where I can speak up and be like, I don't really like what you did. Like, before I'm gonna let it slide, because maybe they just want to do it again. And then they do it again. I'm like, damn, I'm gonna let it slide again. But it's like, now it's like, no, I gotta speak up and tell you what I don't, because I'm not gonna do that to myself, and I'm not gonna let y'all do that to me. So why would I let somebody that I'm interested in doing that to me? So I feel like those are big things to speak up about too.
Yeah.
Another big thing, I feel like, it's challenging dating in 2021, because like, y'all know everybody just so into the money. So it's like, everybody think you dating somebody for the money, and that is just like the biggest challenge, because some people really not into it for that. And that make dating so hard, because it's like, she ain't gonna do nothing, but she want me to go get her a focus or something like that. It's like, no, dang, I don't want you to feed me. Like, I can feed myself. Like, you feel me? Like, it get hard with stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think the hardest thing about dating in though I am married, I think the hardest thing that I could recognize, because I think it's always been the same thing, I think just now people are becoming more self-aware. So by people becoming more self-aware, they're understanding their trauma. True. So by them understanding their trauma, as soon as they see even a hint, like, it could be the smallest thing and you really not be that way, but you don't know what's going to trigger anybody. Right. So I feel like everybody fuses so short, because it's like, damn, bro, I really let this person treat me like this. I'm going to fix myself, and I'm never going to go through that again. And they might go out to eat with you, and they might just do the littlest thing. You done. And you done, because you understand your trauma, so now you feel like, I got to avoid everything. So I feel like right now, just in the phase of people, especially our generation, everybody's trying to get over their trauma. Like, we 27, so like we on the back end of it. I understand a lot. But no, I
even
think
still, not
we're
to
still
say that the work doesn't stop.
It doesn't stop.
Yeah.
But I feel like we understand a lot more.
We understand, and we understand the impact that it carries into our lives and into our relationships.
So I feel like that's just everybody's coming into their own of like, all right, I got a lot I got to fix with myself.
Yeah.
But everybody does, like you were saying earlier, nobody wants to really be an individual as much as we say we do. So then when you want that companionship and you want to be around friends and family and actually have a significant other, you have so many triggers that you're aware of.
Right.
I feel like that's the part of being in a bad relationship is you're not aware that you're getting hurt until you step out of the relationship.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, man, this don't feel good,
Right.
but I'm going to stay because this is what love is. I want to be in you.
Right.
But then when you get out of it and then you date somebody that will treat you right, you like, I have to be transparent. Me and my wife used to have a lot of issues in the beginning of our relationship, mainly because of me, because I was so insecure and I didn't understand the trauma of the bad relationships that I've been through. You know, from women treating me a certain way. So as I've gotten older, I've gotten better, and I've understood, like, she was there to grow with me to understand that he got trauma that he gonna have to get over that I can't fix.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna be here and be his peace as much as I can until he grows out of it. And I feel like everybody's fuse is just so short right now.
They don't want to really. Are you trying to say like people don't really
They don't
want to
wanna-
sit and watch nobody grow through it?
You
Like
gotta
we be too willing to be like, fuck that. I'm gonna let
It's
them.
Is
That
it
means
resonating?
out.
AK? Is it resonating?
Sure.
But no, it's just, and I think the biggest thing for me, just as I'm gonna stop talking after this because I feel like other people need to speak, but I feel like the biggest thing for me is one thing I realize is I tell, and then you can ask anybody that's close to me that I talk about my wife is, they be like, bro, you happy? And I say yes, because I feel like I got somebody I can go through things with, because I'm not always gonna be perfect. She not always gonna have her best days. No, and that's just a fact. Like we done been through some real life things. You know what I'm saying? That can break people. Like not even just as a couple, but as an individual. And the fact that I can grow with her and I can be like, you know what? We gonna cry some days. We gonna be mad some days. But I know at the end of the day, her best interest don't never change for me.
For sure.
She don't never change how she feel about me. The love is always there. And I can't ask for nothing else. So I feel like that's the biggest thing you gotta look for is you gotta understand you gonna have to grow with somebody.
Yeah.
You gonna get traumatized. Common said it in the song Light. I want to be the one who makes you happiest and hurts you the most.
Yeah.
And I know it sound messed up, but if you really think about it, I'm probably gonna hurt you the most because I'm who you love the most.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, I'm gonna make sure I do that. That little bit of sadness, I'm gonna make sure I do better to make you happier. And that has always resonated with me.
No, that's deep. That's deep. And I feel like it's just finding that person is what, like, that's the main important part of what you're saying. Is like that person who you can form, because it's essentially a partnership. It's a partnership where you're equally invested in making this work. It can't be one-sided where you're just giving and they continue to hurt you. And it can't be a situation where you're coming broken and you're refusing to heal and it's just constantly redoing the same things over and over and over again. So, like, you have to meet someone who's, they say, equally yoked, like where someone is going to be able to form a mutually reciprocal, mutually beneficial relationship with you. Like, and empathy,
just having
empathy, compassion, and being able to come outside of yourself. And that's when you know that you're in an equally yoked relationship, is because you're able to come outside of yourself and be like, okay, I care about what they need from this relationship and what I can give them from this relationship.
Touch on what
and
you
they
said
do the
earlier.
same thing for you.
How you were saying, I understand that this life is bigger than me.
Yeah.
And that's how you got to go into a relationship. There's to go back to that book I was even reading when he was in class one day and it was like, the teacher asked him how much percentage should be given on both sides to be in a relationship. And you know, some like 50-50, 70-30. And then he said 100-0. Because if you're not willing to give somebody your all, then you're not giving enough. And that's what true love is. Jesus died for what? Our sins, which means no matter what you did, I will never stop loving you. So,
and we're supposed to mirror our love like God's love.
So if I choose to love you, it's because it's a choice.
It is.
If I choose to love you, I have to love you in entirety and understand that you are going to make mistakes in this life, because even though we talk, even though I see you, I hug you, I spend time with you, you got things in this life that you've been through that I can't understand.
Come on.
And I can't fix. So sometimes your trauma is going to come out onto me. But does that mean I stop loving you? It depends on what it is, because you can kill my mama or something like that. That's a
Right.
different story.
Right.
But like, you know what I'm saying? But, if
But
it's
it
like,
also depends on how they are outputting that trauma.
That's
like,
true.
are they sending it out to hurt you? Are they sending it out to destroy this
That's true.
relationship?
That's
Right.
true.
Are you being destructive or are you being constructive? And we nowhere have we said like you just let someone spew their
No.
deconstructive
They have to be
ways
able to take,
on you.
They have
like,
to be able to take accountability.
They have to be able to take accountability and lean into that just as much as you're leaning into that. Don't be out here giving somebody 100% and they're not giving you 100%.
Yeah, that's a fact.
But AK, how you feeling about this combo? Because you know I'm coming to you. What's up? What's up, sis?
I mean, you got some points here.
Okay, points were
You
made.
feel me? Yeah, God's still working on me, so don't stop playing.
No, God's
I
still
ain't
working
know.
on me too.
God
He's
me
working
a
on us
lot.
all.
Yes. And what would you say is your biggest takeaway thus far? Or like, what are you feeling thus far? I know it's early, but you just in the combo as we speak. But how you feeling?
I don't know. I'm kind of taking away like, I don't know, like unpacking somebody else's trauma because it can be a lot. You feel me?
So,
Like
yeah.
depending on their trauma, like that can really be a lot, and it's like. I don't know. It's like that can just be a lot.
It can be a lot. But it's not your sole duty.
No,
What
that's
your
true.
is
That is
what your
true.
duty is to create space for them to do it.
Absolutely.
Like you don't have to unpack their trauma. What you have to do is create space for them to do it.
I think, if I could speak to you.
Come on.
Go ahead,
So,
speak.
no. And it's not even a place because I'm married. It's from a place of hurt because I've been there.
Right.
Yes, as a man, I've been there. And I feel like, just to say to black women, y'all have to understand that men have been hurt too.
Come on.
So, you are always in this life, period. If you man to man, woman to woman, man to woman, however you choose to date, you are choosing to date a person, a being, which means that being has trauma. You will always date somebody with trauma.
Facts.
It will never not happen.
Yeah.
So you will always have to grow old with somebody and deal with the trauma. So you got to understand men have trauma too. And I say that specifically because we get pushed to the side. And because we get pushed to the side, we push our own feelings to the side. And then we get pointed at and say, oh, y'all pushing y'all feelings to the side. Mm-hmm. So then when we decide to open up, we get pushed aside again. So y'all have to understand that men have trauma. This is
I'm
specifically-
about to just hop in after.
Men have trauma too. So you can't always think that because he's traumatizing you, that he's specifically trying to hurt you. He is acting upon trauma.
Right, and that doesn't fall on you. Y'all are not the responsibility of that. Black men's trauma does not fall in your lap.
True.
Y'all are not
That is true.
hospitals for black men. We understand that, but black men have been socialized to not be able to communicate, and this is something that we are trying to reframe and we are trying to work through. But we're gonna have to come across the aisle. Like it's gonna have to be a communication thing where we both are understanding one another.
I think y'all, because y'all gonna have to lead the way. Because we do, and only reason I say that is because we move upon what y'all want. If y'all said tomorrow, JT, Cardi, any of them, if any of them had a normal 9-to-5 man, everybody would think it was okay. Y'all set the precedent. So if y'all start saying, hey, it's okay, you open up, and I'm not gonna use that against you, because that happens to men a lot. Sometimes y'all ask us to open up, and then when we get in an argument, that's why I'm such a like, damn,
Yeah, no,
bro.
that is, bro.
Like,
I
you know what I'm
agree
saying?
with that.
So
Can't
y'all just gotta start assessing. Like I tell women, like any of my women friends, I'll be like, you have to take accountability. If he is hurting you, okay, cool. I understand he's a traumatized person just like you are. But if you keep choosing to stay, you're not assessing the situation. So if you're saying this person is like this because of that, and I don't like it because this is how this person's projecting it, why are you choosing to stay? That is then upon you.
So what he's saying is how y'all lead the way is set the standard for yourself and require a man to communicate. require a man to communicate.
Require the right things, the right
Require
things.
a man to communicate, because if you don't create space, just like we are required to create space for you all to heal and for you all to grow,
Yes.
if you're not creating a space for a man to communicate, where he's made accountable, where he has to communicate, he's going to continue to think that what he was socialized to believe, that he is not required
That's
to
true.
communicate, that he will never have to.
And I think maybe that's some of the, because I will say
You
that
like,
no, because I feel no, and I understand that because I understand that men do make it hard, and I'm not gonna disagree with that. But I do understand as a man where the resentment comes from as to why we make it so hard. Because a lot of the issues y'all bring up shouldn't get no backlash. I'm just gonna keep it a beam. Y'all shouldn't get no backlash, but I feel like y'all do, because y'all can be very big hypocrites, and so can we. So it's like the pot calling the kettle black, but y'all don't want to take accountability. So I think, and I think the whole thing,
Okay.
it's a lack of accountability for women. Like, yes, do they need a lot of the rights inside of the issues that they talk about? Undoubtedly, they shouldn't even be talked about.
Okay.
But at the same time, I feel like in their fight, they're disregarding how we feel. And like, it's like, okay, yeah, we understand y'all got issues, and we will fight for y'all too, but hear us too. And it's like, oh no, y'all ain't, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot
I
more.
hear you. I
You know
hear
what I'm
you.
saying?
I hear you. I do want to just rebuttal that with saying, like, men do have the privilege of being heard more often than women. So I do feel like
That's
more
true.
more space should be created for women to be heard. And I think that
That's true.
if we give them the reins to lead by holding men accountable versus requiring them to hear us more, versus giving them the reins to make men be accountable for communicating versus them just clearing space for us to be heard. Because men, we just gonna run our mouth regardless about anything. You never know. But if you put that in the context,
I disagree.
I don't. I think that if you get, I think that it's all based on context. Like, if you're in a relationship with someone and you hold them accountable for communicating to uphold that relationship, it's much different than just clearing empty space for a man to just talk.
No, and I'm not saying that. That's why I'm saying they need the spaces they need.
Right.
But at the same time, that still doesn't hold you accountable, because you can get the space you need and still use it in the wrong platform
To
that's-
tear down women.
You feel me? So that's
Yeah.
that's why I'm saying we've been given the space, but we
Right.
use it in the wrong form.
Right.
So naturally, you do to the oppressor what was done unto you.
Mhm.
So now they were the oppressed,
Right.
and we're trying. I'm trying to tell them, don't do the same things that men were doing.
Right. And
First off, as black men, anything we were taught in America was learned from white men.
of course,
That's first and
Right,
foremost.
and
So
yes.
we're trying to come out of our own trauma.
we are.
Don't
I
don't yes, y'all need to be advocated for and fought for. But when you get that platform, don't do the same things that we're doing. And that's what I'm saying. I feel like a lot of times they finally get that platform
And
and
they
then
shut out men.
And then they shut out men.
And
Get
I
that
agree.
platform and
I
push
agree.
us forward.
But I agree. I totally agree. I think that we just need to challenge men that what they're bringing to the table is constructive and not deconstructive. Because at the end of the day, we're just going to revert back more if men are given a seat at a black woman's table and then they tear her down. So at the end of the day, we need to make sure that when we are creating this new structure of how we interact with one another, that it's just constructive. And that the reason why I say put it in a relationship context is because, like you said, we give black women whatever they want because that's our life stories. You know what I'm saying? That's our life story. So we're going to give them whatever they want. But in the context of a relationship, it goes like, because a man wants this woman, he's going to do what it takes to keep this woman. But if the woman is accountable for framing how he gets what he wants in a constructive, healthy way, it will build a man better. Like, that's what I'm.
and
like,
that's why. Hey,
That's what I'm saying. Like, because letting men loose, we haven't proven that we are capable of being loose. Like, I mean, some men do show up when necessary on their own accord, but some men need that woman to be like, okay, I need you to show up for me in this way, and then that man can do those things. That's how a black woman leads, and that's how we follow black women, is because they are the pinnacle. They are the pinnacle. They are our it. It's like they are our gem. They are our world. So at the end of the day, like if y'all set the parameters of that world, we will fit into them.
That's why it's a basketball analogy. That's why Scottie and Jordan work. Because though Jordan was the best scorer ever, he was also a great defender. Scottie wasn't the best scorer ever, but he's one of the best defenders ever. It's the yin and the yang thing.
Yeah.
They have a power that we don't have, but we have a power that they don't have.
Agreed.
We have, like, I'm not to say women can't do what we do physically, but they can't all the way. And that's just anatomy. It's not to be disrespectful.
Okay, that's fine.
You know what I'm saying? We have a power to get up and go work and do all this. Not saying they can't work, but you know what I'm saying? That's our power. They have a power to structure and make a house a home.
Come on.
That's their power. That's what they do. I'm going to make it comfortable when you come home. You're going to respect me, though. That's for sure. But I'm going to make it comfortable when you come home. I'm going to make you feel loved. I'm going to go get this money if you need help getting this money. I'm going to make this structure. Oh, no, you're not going to do that to me. Oh, you're not going to do this to me. Oh, I did that wrong. I'm sorry. Women, I am sorry. Nah, so it's just like y'all do build the... It's like, okay, it's like this. We know how to go get the lumber, the cement, the bricks, all that. And they know how to, hey, build this like this. Build this like that. Build this like that.
We just said the same thing.
And that's why I'm bringing. It's just trying to make an analogy for it. So that's perfect. They just had, it's two sets of different powers that belong together.
Yeah.
And that's really what it is.
Yeah. Definitely. So hopefully we tried to stay on topic. We jumped around a lot. We did jump around a lot. But this is a passionate topic because just the relationship between black men and black women is so important. And the relationship with ourselves and how we manifest the lives that we want is so important. So you might have to pause it, rewind, and take a couple notes for this episode.
Me and Malcolm was over here agreeing, y'all. We wasn't over here because we like,
do we got any more time? Because I do want to hear how they feel about that.
Yeah, like hop in real quick because we do not want to leave you hanging. We did take over that conversation.
They was picking on me.
No. I'm not trying to pick on you. I just want there to be understanding on both sides. Because men have to take accountability.
100%.
I do a lot of dumb shit sometimes, bro.
So just a quick tidbit of how your reaction to this conversation that we're just having.
I agree because for me in my relationship, I brought the structure from the last relationship my boyfriend was in. Like I brought the structure. I'm in college. I have different things going for me. I do X, Y, and Z. I'm a busy working woman. Whoop-de-whoop. So my boyfriend wasn't used to dating people that was like that, like at all. So I brought that, but what he brought for me, cause I'm thinking like I'm giving you all this stuff, like I'm the gym, like you got me, so this all you need. I'm the prize. Right. And then when I realized, like during our relationship, that my boyfriend, what he added to me was the simple fact of I never been in a real relationship for real. So this is my first real one. So everything that I'm experiencing is like new to me. And it's a whole new world that I'm entering, but at the same time, he's allowing me to not stay the same. I'm growing. He's calling me out on things. That's why I said I'm constantly apologizing because I'm the one that's always in trouble. But like on the outside looking in, you would think that it's him, but in the situation, it's me. You know, I'm always getting, it's not even correction, but it's things that I didn't know that I did that I'm learning.
He's expanding your horizons.
Oh, for sure.
He's expanding your horizons.
And I'm grateful.
And that's what a fruitful relationship is.
Sure.
That's what a fruitful relationship
sure.
is. So we're sorry that we kept you a little bit longer, but we have to always have both perspectives. We can't just be men talking and we can't just be women talking. Like we said a little bit earlier in the episode, we have to cross the aisle. So take whatever notes you need to take. Just make sure that you watch it and you pick up something from it and you tune in to the next episode of Rich Talk.
Thank you for listening to Rich Talk. Make sure you subscribe to our website at richmagdigital.com and follow us on all platforms.